Hey guys, what's up? JD from JDTechTV here, and real quick before we jump into this video, I was sitting here editing this very video that you're watching right now and realized that I didn't do something that I wanted to do while I was out filming. I wanted to give a special shout out to one of my favorite YouTubers right now on earth, RONNIE SARMIENTO. He's got a channel all about electric skateboards and skateboarding in general, so I made sure to put a link in the description down below to Ronnie's channel. Make sure to go subscribe to him, like all of his videos, and make sure to like this video while you're at it, and hit that subscribe button, all right? Let's get into the video. Let's go! Hey guys, what's up? JD from JDTechTV here, and I'm here in beautiful St. Michael's, Maryland, visiting some family for the holidays, and I thought this would be the perfect time to review the Meepo Board. Now, the Meepo Board is one of the cheapest electric skateboards that you can get on the market right now. It's coming in at under $300. And you might ask yourself, does cheap necessarily mean that the board itself is cheap, meaning what it's made of? And the answer is no. The Meepo Board is made with some of the highest quality hardware that I have ever seen on an electric skateboard. The Meepo Board is a dual hub motor skateboard, which means that it has two wheels that are on the back, which has the motors within them, as opposed to a belted skateboard like the boosted board. The Meepo Board claims that it has a 22-mile-an-hour max speed, and it also has an 11-mile range off of one battery. In this video, we're going to be putting those to the test, as well as going through some of the things as far as its build quality, as far as how it carves, and as far as just how I like it and whether I can recommend it to you for the ultimate electric skateboard that you need. Now, to go over a few additional specs and features of the Meepo Board, the Meepo Board uses an 8-ply 36-inch deck made of maple and bamboo, which has a decent flex to it, but not that great. And the deck has this sort of arch design, which I didn't think that I was going to like while riding it, but it offers a surprisingly smooth ride. The wheels are 90 millimeters, and the rear two are where the dual hub motors are housed. The motors allow for regenerative braking, which helps you recharge your battery as you're using the remote to brake. And the remote looks more or less familiar if you've ever ridden one of these electric skateboards in the past. It has a speed toggle at the top, which allows you to easily feather the speed, a switch where you can set the board in either its cruising beginner mode or its ludicrous speed mode. Additionally, the remote displays the board's battery charge right on the handle, which I really like. The battery itself also has an LED display which tells you how much battery is left. That's also where the power button is, but if you don't ever feel like reaching down and manually turning on the board, it has a smart turn-on feature which activates and connects the board automatically to the remote just by pushing the board. Now, as I mentioned before, the Meepo Board claims that it can go a maximum of 22 miles an hour on its ludicrous mode. And on its beginner mode, it can max out at around 9 to 10 miles an hour. But still, even if you have the remote set on the fast mode, it's really easy to feather this remote to go pretty much any speed that you want at any time. But for this range test, I will only have the board in beginner mode, as that's what the Meepo Board website suggests that you keep it in order to get the maximum range out of the board. And this neighborhood that I'm in is actually pretty ideal for this test. It's all nicely paved roads, it's one big circle with absolutely no hills. The downside of it is that it is insanely cold outside, so y'all have to please excuse any kind of camera shaking, as that's just a result of my body trying to fight off hypothermia. So listen, don't say that I never suffered for any of you for the sake of a review, which it's actually kind of a ridiculous thing to say, suffered, which means I get to ride around on an electric skateboard for a living. That's ridiculous. God. All right, so the board only went 9.2 miles. Unfortunately, it was difficult for me to show you since the app that I was using to record all of this stuff, the video portion of it, ended up kind of going in and out, and it just wasn't going to be good for the video. Hence, all of the beautiful B-roll that I showed you, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because it was pretty.
Am I a pretty girl?
Now, there's a couple reasons why the board probably came up short as far as the max distance was concerned. One, it's freezing outside. I mean, it's not really the most optimum conditions for the board to perform. The second thing is that I am a gorilla of a human. I'm 6'5", I'm over 250 pounds, and I think the max weight on the board, what it suggests, is like 230, 240 pounds. So the extra weight that's being placed down on the motors, I can imagine that it's having a harder time pushing me and keeping me going for those longer distances. Now, if you're somebody who's going to be under that maximum weight that the board recommends, which is going to be most of you, I don't see an issue with it actually reaching that 11-mile maximum distance and going further, considering that you have regenerative braking, and that helps recharge the battery as you're going, especially if you're in a place that has a lot of downhill. But overall, I think that the board is absolutely fantastic. It's exceeded my expectations. It's done everything that I needed to do, and it is such a fun way to get around, and it's something that everybody can enjoy. With most electric skateboards coming in at least $600. The Meepo board is around $270. I think there's about $100 in shipping, so really it's a board that's under $400 technically. But even so, the Meepo board to me is going to be the absolute best electric skateboard that you can get for the price. And if the price of the board and everything that I mentioned within this video wasn't enough to convince you, then you should know that their customer service is easily the greatest thing about this company. The owner of the company, Kieran, is very hands-on when it comes to dealing with customers and dealing with the people who buy his board, and he gives a warranty to every single part that's on the board. If anything breaks, all you have to do is just contact him, and I don't mean contact their customer service, I mean you contact the owner, and he will personally give you a message back, and he will send out the parts personally to you to make sure that the Meepo board is in perfect working condition. And when is the last time that you ever bought a product and then whenever you call the customer service or you write the customer service, the owner of the company gets in touch with you? It's like never. So even if the board was just subpar, that would convince me alone to always go with Meepo board for all of my electric skateboards from here on out. Well, that's it. Thank you so much for watching another review on JDTechTV. And if you like this video, make sure to smash that like button. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well and the little notification bell next to it so you can be the first to know when one of my new videos goes live. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon, and you'll see me on this thing pretty much all the time. Peace.